Hi guys, today we're talking all things Dubsado forms. So I'm going to talk you through the 5 different types of Dubsado forms and give you use cases and examples for each of them. So let's get started. Dubsado has 5 different form types. There are contracts, sub-agreements, questionnaires, proposals, and lead captures. You can see them right here. This is in templates, and then you click forms, and that brings you to all of your templates. The amazing thing about Dubsado is it lets you put together a template and then apply those templates with whatever customizations you want to make to each project. So this means that if you have a standard contract that you use for every project or one for each project type, then you can save them here in templates. And then every time you start a new project, you just click it into the project and you are good to go. Plus it allows you to customize it inside of the project tab if you are needing to make changes. We're going to go through these one by one. Contracts are legally binding documents that allow for a signature between you, the business owner, and your customer. Sub-agreements are like mini contracts. A contract can only have one per project. You can only have one contract per project. Sub-agreements, you can have as many as you need. So you can see here, I use it for a photo video release form. So if we're creating a video for somebody, the main contract is here. And then you can add a sub-agreement. This also works well if you're adding addendums to the contract. Maybe your scope is changing and you need to grab another signature, or maybe you want them to sign off on a proof. That's what sub-agreements are here for. Questionnaires are endlessly moldable. You can turn a questionnaire into anything. These are really fun because they allow you to gather information from your clients, but you can also just use them purely as informational. You are putting together things that people need to know, like I have a client portal guide to talk through how each client can use their client portal, but then I also have things that allow me to collect information from the clients. And I'm going to give you examples of all of these too once I give you the overview. Proposals allow you to send proposals or quotes to your potential client. So this is after you've gotten off your call with them, they want a proposal, you put this in here. There's 2 different ways you can use it. You can have it set where there's nothing that they're collecting, you're just giving them a quote, or you can set it up so that they can pick their own package. So if they're not really sure what they want and they want to see all the options, you can put the packages in here and let them select what they want. Or maybe they know their core package, but you have a whole bunch of add-ons that you want them to know that those upsells are available. You can put them in the proposal and they can just click the ones that they want. So this is super powerful. Lead captures are exactly what it sounds like. They're ways to capture leads. You can use these as a contact form on your website. You can use them to kick off workflows, which are all of the awesome automations that happen inside of Dubsado, which I will be making a video on in the future. So lead captures allow you to get information from your client, and they also create a new project inside of the project tab. Okay, let's look at an example of each of these. This is my contract. It's really simple in terms of design. So these are smart fields. These pull in information from your project, from your client information to dynamically fill this in. So you're not even needing to go in and put the client name in, put the company name in. You just put these smart fields into the template. And then when you add it to the project, it automatically fills those in. So awesome. This is an initial box. So I agree to the above listed price because you see I've got job, invoice, total. So once we've got the invoice put together, it's going to show up here. So I agree to the above listed price and understand that fees are subject to change based on project parameter changes. I make everybody initial this so they understand that scope changes are going to cause a price change. And so it's really helpful to have these little acknowledgments throughout your contract. Just project description, time frame, overall process, This is another smart field. So this is payment terms. So this is your payment schedule that you set up inside of your invoice. That'll lay out the payments that they need to make. And these are just my notes. And then this is the signature boxes. These are the signature boxes. So this one is for your client, first name, last name, signature, and then it will also record their IP address and the time of signing. And then this is for you, the business owner. So it's all e-sign, so easy, makes getting projects started happen with so much less friction. Okay, so sub-agreements, like I said, you can have as many of these in a project as you need when you can only have one contract. So they're great for addendums, scope changes. I've got a photo video release form here. This is usually when we're making a video for a client and they have like a testimonial or whatever that we need to fill. So we would do, this is actually the wrong smart field. I haven't used this one in a while. So brand name is actually going to be my brand name. So if we put this into a project, this would say, I hereby grant Thrive HD and Thrive HD. So let's go ahead and fix that. Smart field. So you're going to go to client and put client company name. So that's correct. Blah, blah, blah. And then again, this is a signature. So this one is parent guardian signature if needed. Da, da, da. So this allows you to have the same signature fields and initial fields. Those are the only two types of forms that you can put these signatures and initials on. So if you need a signature, if you need initials, you're going to want to use either a contract for your main contract or this sub-agreement if you have anything else that you need to collect signatures on. Questionnaires, super fun. You can do everything under the sun with a questionnaire. I'll show you this one. I'll show you a few different options because this one has so many different options. I'm going to preview this because that's a code block. And I'll talk you through each of the elements too. Okay, so this is an audio guide where I basically just recorded the audio from this client portal in case you didn't want to sit and read it all. So this is all informational. This isn't really me gathering info from the client. This is me giving info to the client. So if you have something like that where you don't want to just write an email or send a PDF, questionnaire is your best friend on this. All right, so this just gives info of how to use the portal. I've got the pictures. This is just walking through the client portal so that my customers know exactly how to use it. And that's all there is. There's no information that I'm taking from them. So even though it says questionnaire, just think of this as kind of like your general moldable anything form. Okay, now I'm going to show you an option where I'm gathering info from the client. So this is my homepage worksheet. This is what I send out to people when I'm putting together a website and I need to get website copy from them. Just talking through your header should quickly answer 3 questions for your customers. What do you do? How does it make their life better? Da, da, da. So then this allows them to fill in those things. What do you do? How does that make their life better? How can they buy it? And this lets them work through their copy in these like really bite-sized pieces so it doesn't get overwhelming. So you can see these are all places for them to fill in the blanks. This is a place to put together the FAQs. And then any contact info that wants to go on the website. So that's an example where you are gathering info from the client. Proposals can be super powerful for your business depending on how you use them. I'm going to show you an example of the proposal that I've used to close probably over $100,000 of business inside of my own company. Now, this proposal walks through a very specific sequence. It's almost like a funnel page. This is a smart field here where this is going to pull in the client company name again. This is where I talk about the problem and the pain that they are facing. Now, this is a starting template that I use, but I customize it for every client. So I spend the most time customizing my proposal because I really want to make it personal for them. Because one of the most important things about marketing and sales is making people feel understood. So I'm really going to go through and change things so that they know that I heard them, so that they know that I understand. So if they were talking about, in our discovery call, if they were talking about pain points specific to them, I'm going to put that in here. And that's going to show them that I was paying attention, that I understand where they're coming from. And that's one of the big things that really makes this proposal close those sales, is it shows them that I was listening. It shows them that I was understanding what they're going through. And then I can talk about the solution to that. But first, they have to feel understood. So that's where talking about this problem here really makes a difference. This is where I lay out the services. If you have a more standardized set of services that you're offering to every customer, you could write this out ahead of time. I added this in because some people we do a website, some people we do a funnel, etc. It's usually a bundle of packages. And if not, I'm going to break it into 3 pieces because our brains love 3s. So I try to break things up into 3 pieces whenever possible. Then we have the plan. This is going to keep people from feeling overwhelmed because they know what's happening next. So we're going to go through just a really high level overview of stage 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to put that launch date in there. These are testimonials. I include testimonials inside of my proposals because I want that social proof in there. I'm going to go ahead and hit preview so you can actually see what I'm talking about here. Okay, here we go. These are embedded videos from Vimeo that I put in the code block so they can watch what other clients have said about working with us. Then here, I'm going to talk through why putting out this amount of money is not just a cost, it's an investment. So I'm talking through the results that they're going to get. I'm talking through the feelings they're going to feel, the relief, the excitement, the ways it's going to change their life here when we're talking about the price, because we don't want them to just like, see the price. We want them to really understand that this is an investment for their business. So that's why I've got this called the investment, and then we're really tapping into those feeling words to create that emotional connection. And then we have the payment terms. Make sure you have an expiry date on all of your proposals because that's going to bring in that urgency. And you don't want to have a potential client you send a proposal to come back 6 months later when your calendar is booked so full you can't take them, or you've raised your prices, or whatever has happened. You want to make sure that you have that protection in there for you, and then it's going to separate the people who are like ready to act and the ones who are just tire kickers. So I have this in here, but I also set an expiration date inside the proposal itself, which I'll go show you. A little, let's make it official. And then I give them another plan so they know, all right, what are the next steps that I need to take to make this happen? I have the high level plan that goes over, these are the stages of the project, because the projects that I work on are usually like 3 to 6 months long. So I give that overview so it gets rid of the fear of the unknown a little bit. And then here I do the same thing. Accept the proposal by clicking submit below, digitally sign the contract on the next tab, and pay the first payment on the invoice. This is the other really cool thing about proposals. You can send out a proposal that have the contract and the invoice attached. This is where you can include the contract and the invoices. And then you can include the invoice. This is going to show up with proposal, contract, invoice across the top. And then to set the expiration date, it's actually here in settings. You can set it here. Now, if you are in a template like this one, this should really be set to relative. So you would do 7 days after applied to the project, for instance, because this says this will expire in 7 days. So as soon as this gets added to the project, then this countdown timer is going to start. And then after 7 days, they're still going to be able to look at it, but they're not going to be able to select anything. You can adjust this on your end, but they can't change it on theirs. Lead generation, this, like I said, you can just use to create, you could make a huge lead capture that's long and complicated, but generally you're just going to want to gather a little bit of contact information and get your workflows and your projects rolling. This is really the easiest way to start a project, to get those workflows flowing. So definitely would recommend using lead captures. These again can be sent privately or embedded publicly. With lead captures, you're probably going to embed them publicly more often than you're going to send them privately. This is where you would apply a workflow. This is going to show all of the workflows that you have already set up inside of your account. You can add a thank you message. You can do a redirect URL. So after they complete it, you could redirect them to a thank you page. Or if you are collecting signups for an event, let's say, or signups for something, and you're in a physical place, let's say you have your lead capture on an iPad in a physical place and you're trying to get lots of signups in some sort of physical place, you could redirect this to the same page where the lead flow is embedded so it's ready for the next person. This is where you select the project status for the project that it's going to create. Probably you want to set it as some kind of lead. And then this allows you to put together a project title, pulling in these smart fields. This was obviously something I was doing baby goat mini sessions. That was a photo shoot that I was doing at one point. And then if you have team members that need to get added to this project, you can set that there. You can also set expiration dates on these forms as well. So there you go. That is an overview of Dubsado's forms, the 5 different types, the way you use them, and examples for each. In the next video, we're going to talk about the form builder itself and all the elements that you can use to make beautiful, functional, incredible forms for your business.